Depression and anxiety affect most everybody nowadays. It seems like everybody's worrying about this person or whatever. Social media is a big tool for fueling anxiety and depression, and I just wanted to throw a couple ideas out there, maybe help people live a happier life. So I would say the first one, and they're not above each other in their importance, it's just kind of a list that I compiled. The first one I would say, get out of your comfort zone. Now, maybe you've heard, people saying get out of your comfort zone all your life. But it's really true, because when you get comfortable, you get stagnant. You're not going to move forward. You're not going to move back. And a lot of people get too comfortable being comfortable, myself included. I'm going on this journey and trying to better myself in any way that I can. And it can start with just taking a class, going to a different coffee shop in the morning, and for me, I've found taking CrossFit classes and going to a yoga class once a week, it's super nice to be surrounded by people that are trying to push themselves in the right direction, and there's a kind of a community around that. Even if you aren't talking with everybody or you don't really know anybody, it's better to just go in there. You're making the first step. The connections will come with time. So, and it can just be small stuff like that. It doesn't need to get too crazy. The other one, so we got comfort zone, getting out of your comfort zone. Shit, what was the other one? I had to write them down. This next one kind of goes with the first one, which is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. What I've found with exercise and cold showers especially, it's staying comfortable can not be the best thing for you. You're not supposed to be comfortable all the time, and being in cold water for a minute to 5 minutes, it's not comfy. But you'd be surprised at how quickly your body adapts to it, and you can turn that water a little bit colder, or you can run that 6-minute mile where you were doing 9 minutes or whatever, something like that. So the body adapts. You'd be surprised. It's crazy how the mind will give up well before the body will. So I'm not saying go out and run a marathon when you haven't trained. Definitely not saying that. But taking these small steps, just, and I guess this will go with the next one, but keep yourself accountable by keeping a journal, keeping an exercise log or a food log, or just, I think just writing down thoughts or maybe what you did, but definitely writing down goals. Writing down goals is huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge. When you get it down on paper and you can look at it and be like, oh, that's not so bad. I could do that. And don't set goals that are way too hard. You can't do that. You have to kind of dip your feet in the water a little bit. You gotta, let's say you want to lose some whatever amount of weight in however amount of time, a month or whatever. You just start by, I'm going to go on 15-minute walks 5 days a week, something like that. Or I'm going to eat more, I'm going to have at least one vegetable once a day, something like that. So it's the little things that really add up to big changes. And when you do kind of set the bar a little bit lower, it's a lot easier to leap over that bar and go way above and beyond, and you're only going to feel that much better because you exceeded that goal. So, green tea. It can even be something like, I'm not going to drink any soda, and I'm only, if I have the urge to drink soda, I'm going to drink green tea, water, something like that. Another thing is your tribe. Who is the people that you surround yourself with? And this doesn't even have to be people that you know that are directly in your life. It can be people on YouTube. Who do you follow on Instagram and Twitter? And what pages do you follow on Facebook? What kind of podcast do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to? I mean, all of that stuff is just as important as who are your best friends, who are your acquaintances, who are the people that are in your circle, who your parents are, and all that stuff. So you gotta really sit back and think about who are the people, indirectly or directly, that are forming these thought patterns and forming your belief system, because we're ever changing. We're always, humans in general are super fluid, it's people, everybody's trying to find out who they are and what purpose they can serve in this world. So don't ever feel bad or down on yourself. It's constantly changing. I mean, today could be the day that you change how you live, and it starts with these little tiny changes that over time, if you stay consistent, which is the next one I'm going to talk about, then it just becomes habit, and you want to have good habits opposed to bad habits, right? It's kind of a no-brainer. So consistency is the most important thing. Any of these things that I'm talking about, if you do it once and give up, well, it doesn't really do you any good. But if you stay consistent, well, then you're going to change your life. If you go from smoking 2 packs a day to maybe hitting a vape, a couple times a day, that drastically, changes your health, habits, and stuff, and, it just bleeds into other areas of your life. So that's the most important thing, and it kind of goes with movement. So why I didn't say exercise, but I said movement, is because, I mean, dude, I've been getting so balls deep into yoga, it's insane. And if you asked me a year ago, it's like, yeah, I mean, I think I've heard some people talk about it, maybe, but it was never something that I ever actually thought that I would do. Now I've been doing it every day. I'll go to a class once a week and do most of my yoga at home, and it's amazing. It's like you're holding these poses and you're moving and you're stretching things out. I mean, even that's good enough. You don't need to go out and go to a CrossFit gym and spend a bunch of money. You don't even have to get a gym membership right away. You could get a kettlebell or a couple dumbbells or even just your body weight and then move up from there. There's a bunch of different things that you can do with just your body. I mean, you could go to a park and find a pull-up bar. You can find a place to do dips. You can use a table. You can use 2 chairs. You could use a chair. I mean, it's pretty crazy what you can do. And just doing air squats, I mean, do 30 of them and see if you want to do 30 more. You're probably not going to want to do it, but it's good to give that body some stress, like I talked about earlier. If you want to, move forward, you got to get used to being uncomfortable and, cranking out 50 push-ups, that's not comfy. Doing yoga isn't comfy. There's certain poses that are more relaxing and stuff, but there's some that all you're thinking about is, when's this going to be over? I just want to be done with this. But, it kind of helps callous the mind a little bit. It, just even if you wanted to just do a 15-minute walk every day or whatever, I mean, walking is great too. You just don't want to be sitting looking at your phone. You want to movement's so important. I mean, I've been jump roping 12 minutes a day. I just use an interval timer. I do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And that's been awesome because there's times where it's like the third round in and I start getting a cramp. And it's like, well, I wrote it down. That's one of the things that I'm going to do every day. And you do it, then go jump in the cold shower, because that's another thing that I wrote down that I need to do. Then after that, maybe do a little 5-minute meditation, just because, it's like you got all this, the endorphins going, and, everything's kind of firing, but everything's kind of quiet too at the same time. So, it's stuff that I'm still learning. I'm still adding stuff to my arsenal of things that are trying to make me a better person. So, movement is huge. I mean, huge. Especially with the levels of obesity and heart disease and all that stuff. All that stuff can really be avoided with just decreasing the sugar intake, just kind of watching what you eat. You don't need to go crazy. And then same with the movement. You don't need to go that crazy, even if you did fucking 5 minutes of jump rope 4 days a week. I mean, you're getting everything going. And then maybe do a little 10-minute yoga class. Or not class, but video on YouTube. I watch all my yoga videos on YouTube, and there's some that I really like that I pretty much do just those daily because I just like them so much. But there's a lot of really good ones out there that will kind of grease the groove a little bit and get you into it, because the hardest part is just starting. Any of these things I talk about, the hardest part is just doing it. But if you stay consistent, well, it's going to become a part of your life. It's going to become a part of your daily routine. And I look forward to all the stuff that I do. I look forward to doing yoga, getting up at 4 to go to CrossFit at 5. I mean, I look forward to that stuff because it's making me better. I like the discipline that I'm instilling on myself, where it's like, you could be like, oh, it's a little too expensive, I don't want to do it. Look, you're not going to live forever. I'm not going to live forever. And you can't take that money with you. Now, don't go crazy, save a little bit, but it's like if there's a class that you want to do, maybe you want to do stand-up comedy, or you want to start making YouTube videos, it's like you got to invest a little bit into your future, whether that's, education or gym memberships or, just any of that stuff, and eating cleaner is not necessarily more expensive. It might be a little bit less convenient because you don't just roll through a drive-through window and have the food ready in 5 minutes, but it's worth it. And there's little shortcuts that you can do to make it a little bit more convenient. I'll probably end up doing a video on what I eat because, I don't know, it's just, people like that stuff. I like that stuff. I like seeing what other people do, kind of getting a peek into their life and just seeing, how they get the results that they're looking for and how they get it by, what they eat and what their movement's like and all that stuff. So there might have been some things that I forgot. I just wanted to jump in front of the camera and talk at you a little bit. So I don't know when the next one that I'm going to do is. I know it's going to be within the next month. So, till next time. Later.